What's going on, guys? Kyle of Finance Bro here. Despite being under investigation for a variety of reasons, Clover Health saw an amazing upwards of 20% gain in the stock market yesterday. This huge gain that we saw comes from news that was actually released just yesterday, as well as a variety of other factors. What does this mean for Clover Health as a company? How will this affect the lawsuit that they're currently undergoing? And how will the company move forward? In this video, we're going to be going over all of it, so let's get into it. Before we get into this video, I just want to ask you guys to please hit the like and subscribe button, as it helps the channel out immensely. If you guys want to get some free stocks with WeBull, it's an amazing brokerage app and you guys get literally free money when you sign up when you use our link. You guys can check that out in the description below, as well as our course program and our channel membership if you guys want to support us and get some value at the same time. But other than that, guys, let's get right into this video. Alrighty, everybody, so let's talk about Clover Health Investments Corp. As you can see here, Clover is up over 20% on the day. We're at $8.85 at the time of making this video. Again, this video is probably coming out about a day after all this has happened, so keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the 1 month chart. As you can see, ever since the big lawsuit that was announced about Clover, everything they were going through as far as being sued and being in a class action lawsuit for a variety of reasons, which we'll get into here in a second. It just pretty much, the stock kind of began tanking, right? It began to just kind of sell off, and now it seems that with this new piece of news that's come out, there's been a lot of renewed confidence in the stock, and we're seeing a huge push up in today's trading session. And as you can see here in after hours, it's doing pretty well too. It's still pretty far up there. We'll have to see what happens come market open tomorrow at the time of making this video, whether it opens red or opens green, but I like the momentum in after hours, so we will just have to see. So let's take a look at why Clover is up, well, 16% at the time that this article was made, 20 obviously at the end of the day. Let's see here. Clover Health Investments is one of 53 direct contracting companies participating in a CMS initiative designed to encourage risk sharing and provide value-based care. So this is what Clover is moving into. This is the CMS risk sharing model, which is a very interesting model for health insurance or healthcare in general, and that seems to be what Clover is moving into. Clover is taking part in the global and professional direct contracting model for the 2021 performance year, and it begins on April 1st, or began rather on April 1st. The company, which offers medical advantage plans, operates in 10 states currently. Clover shares are up 16% to $8.53 in afternoon trading. So this is good news, obviously, as far as the company is concerned. This could generate a lot more revenues. It could possibly lead to a lot more connections with people who are looking for medical care or health plans. And as far as it goes, I mean, I like the move, right? I like the move into the industry, and I think that this is pretty reasonable news for the stock to be running on. So the big thing, though, I wanted to talk about is that this is interesting because obviously I think for the most part, a lot of investors might argue that this isn't that big of a deal. A lot of people might think that, well, okay, they're just announcing that there's a business model plan that they're planning to move into. Why is that a big deal? Well, it could potentially fundamentally change the way that Clover does business, right? This risk sharing model could really shake up their previous business model that they were trying to pursue, and that could be a good thing. It could lead to a lot more a lot of benefits, right? Lead to a lot more revenue and lead to just overall positives in a lot of different sectors in Clover. And so I think too, a lot of investors in this company, which is a pretty heavily shorted company to begin with, were really waiting for some good news. And I think for the first time in a while, they got it. They got some good news. So congratulations if you guys are holding this stock, if you guys made some money off it, or if you guys are just happy that maybe you're back up from the lawsuit lows, I guess you could say. Well, that's awesome. Hopefully this continues, and hopefully it continues to run. We will have to see. But that's a little bit about why Clover was running today. Let's take a look at the lawsuit in itself. For those of you guys who aren't familiar, I'm sure if you are already holding this stock, you're familiar with what's going on with the lawsuit. But just for those of you guys who maybe aren't familiar with it or don't know exactly what's going on. So as you can see here, Clover Investor Alert class action lawsuit filed. The Thornton law firm announced that a class action lawsuit has been filed on behalf of investors of Clover Health Investments Corp. The case is currently in the lead playtest stage. Investors who purchased CLOV stock or other securities between October 6, 2020 and February 4, 2021, or traceable to the company's registration statement and prospectus issued in connection with the December 2020 merger, may contact Thornton Law Firm's investor protection team by visiting. So that's just basically if you were an investor in those times, submit your losses, right, or whatever to Thornton, and if they're right, they'll maybe pay you out a settlement, if they get something. So we'll see about that. Obviously this is there's a lot of these types of lawsuits that happen, especially in the healthcare and health related industry like this that needs to be a highly regulated field in the first place, and things like this happen, right? So let's take a look. The complaint alleges that Clover Health and its senior executives made misleading statements to investors and failed to disclose that 1. Clover was under active investigation by the Department of Justice for at least 12 issues ranging from kickbacks to undisclosed third-party deals. 2. The DOJ's investigation presented an external risk to Clover since it derives most of its revenues from Medicare. And 3. Clover sales were not driven by its purported best-in-class technology, but rather misleading marketing practices that targeted the elderly. And a significant portion of Clover sales derived from an undisclosed relationship between Clover and an outside brokerage firm controlled by Clover's head of sales. So it seems like, for the most part, what this lawsuit is alleging is that there's a lot of kind of sleight of hand going on with Clover, that there's a lot of undercover kind of deals and things going on that aren't really being made to the public, and there's not a lot of transparency, it seems. Now, I'm not saying that's happening. This is all alleged. This is what the lawsuit is alleging, as I just read. Whether or not I think it's true, it's a little too early to tell, in my opinion. There's a lot going on. I'm sure a lot of you guys are very speculative about Clover in the first place, and I'm sure many of you have much more time to research this stock into the depths of StockTwits, Reddit, every single forum ever in existence about this stock. But as far as my own take goes, I think that this is a reasonable lawsuit. I'm not saying they're right, but I think this is a reasonable lawsuit to happen in this industry. This is a very highly regulated industry in the first place, and things like this are going to happen, right? I'm not short on this stock. I'm not betting that this stock will go down. In fact, I like Clover. I like fundamentally what they're doing, especially in the healthcare industry, where I think there needs to be a lot of improvement in the way things are done. I think that this is a company that is trying to push forward a new standard as far as the healthcare industry is concerned in patient outreach and trying to get out to people and get healthcare plans out to people, especially younger people, it seems. It's more of an elderly centric company, right? They're more focused on elderly patients and elderly people in general, but it seems like the kind of fundamental, or rather the way the company is set up in the market, it markets itself very well, right? Very sleek, very understandable, very easy to grasp and digest, and any company that's built off those types of principles, I'm a big fan of, and I like Clover for the most part. Once this lawsuit is over, I think that Clover, and if ideally this lawsuit ends up being wrong, right, and Clover is actually not guilty of these 4 things that are being alleged, I think that Clover can do quite well in the future. So let's take a further look here. Highly experienced representatives, really just kind of a basic kind of underlying of what their attorneys are, what their services are at Thornton Law Firm. Thornton, interesting name, but that's just a little bit about what's going on, why Clover is under investigation, right? If we take a look at the charts, like I said earlier, right, you can definitely see where the announcement of this article, where Clover is now being under investigation, right? You can definitely see that nice little fall off a cliff, you could say. And Clover now, obviously, this just tiny little spike down here, with this news, which is nice to see. As you can see, there was kind of a break in pattern and was trying to push back, right, and just pushed right back down again. We will have to see what happens when the stock, right, relatively no volume, all of a sudden volume starts to spike right here when the hype kind of starts building up for the stock. Very interested to see where this company goes in the future, where this lawsuit ends up going, if anything at all. There's also some interesting stuff with SPAC news, but we're not really going to go into that because that's going to make this video a lot longer than it needs to be. But overall, I am bullish on Clover. I do like Clover fundamentally. I think that this lawsuit just needs to, well, go away and figure itself out and get sorted out. And ideally it gets sorted out in favor of Clover being not guilty and doing nothing wrong, because hopefully that's the case. You know, I am not a lawyer, I am not an attorney, I'm not looking into this kind of stuff every single day. So, you know, hopefully Clover is actually on the up and up and there's not some shady business practices going on behind the scenes. You know, only time will tell, unfortunately. We have to kind of see with this one. But a lot of people are arguing that this is a dip buy, you know, at the level, right? It was, you know, its highs was what, like 17, you know, give or take $18, $17 a share. Now we're down to $8.85 a share. So if you're still diamond handsing, you know, if you're still diamond hands and you bought in here, you know, at the all-time high, congratulations. You know, you got a lot more patience probably than me and most other investors. And if you guys are buying down here, you know, or you're scalping or whatever you might be doing, you know, it takes guts to place these more risky kind of volatile stocks. So I give you props, you know. But overall, that's just kind of everything that's going on with the investigation, why Clover ran today, a little bit about my thoughts, and as far as the company goes in the future and where it's going to go, I just think it needs to get this lawsuit out of the way, get it knocked out, so that way we can see some proper expansion and just, you know, maybe hopefully see Clover continue to grow. But I think the first big thing is knocking out this lawsuit. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about the lawsuit. Let me know what you guys think about why Clover ran today. Let me know more details about the CMS plan. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a ton of information when I was kind of researching it and doing research for this video. I'm sure some of you guys who are just far more educated than me are going to lambaste me in the comments about it and tell me why I'm wrong and give me a million reasons why I'm wrong and, you know, whatever else. So please let me know. You know, I'm totally open to it. I like reading you guys' comments because it allows me to educate myself more and you know, pushes me to kind of do more research and to try and understand things and do things better. So I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and yeah. And other than that, guys, it's all the information that we have on Clover and some of the things that have been coming out about it recently. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys are holding Clover, if you guys made any money off this stock, and overall your general thoughts and opinions on it. We'd love to read your guys' comments, suggestions, and of course your critiques about the stocks that we talk about. If you guys want to check out some free stocks, check out our affiliate link that we have in the description below. It's a great brokerage and I think you guys will really like it. If you guys want to get access to our course program, you guys can also check out the description link that we have below, as well as our channel membership. But other than that, guys, that's all we have for you guys today. I'm Kyle of Finance Bro. Take it easy.